Welcome to Love Bites. Love Bites. Love Bites. Love Bites.
I can't leave out religion because when we
Yes.
talk about culture, religion is a huge part. So, what kind of influence does religion have on people's ability to enjoy sex?
Whew. I say,
Deep question.
yeah, religion has played a huge role in our ability to experience pleasure and really enjoy sex. When you think about most religions, right?
Mm-hmm.
They talk about not having sex before marriage. It's only
Mm-hmm.
for marriage. And that you're almost like these damaged goods if you have sex before marriage.
You're going to
Well,
hell.
yeah, you're going to hell, and you're damaged goods. So even if you don't go to hell right away, the rest of your life, you're damaged goods. How
Right.
do you show up in a world, let alone your playroom, feeling like damaged goods?
Right. Like, how do you then build
Hmm.
up this confidence, feeling sexually powerful
You can't.
as someone that is has been indoctrinated your whole life that, oh,
Absolutely.
because you did that, you're now not worthy.
Right, right. And so for me, I had to learn that my sexual encounters had nothing to do with who God said I was and how
Right.
God loved me, right? But that's not everybody's experience. They go years and years and years, and even if they do it, they have sex outside of marriage, and then they decide they are going to get married, and then they're air quotes, they're allowed to have sex,
Right.
they're still impacted by
Right.
this self that they've taken on, and it
Mm-hmm.
truly impacts their ability to enjoy the pleasure in the bedroom, because they're still feeling inadequate. And so these emotional filters really impact who we are in the bedroom.
Totally. And you know, so many people reach out to me saying, like, I'm religious, but I'm also curious about all of this. How do I reconcile this? I always share my personal story. I'm religious and sexual. I
Hmm.
pray every day. Every day I
And have
pray
sex.
and have sex. Yeah, if I don't have sex, I masturbate, but I engage in
Hmm.
sexual activity and
Hmm.
my own sensuality every
Hmm.
day. And I
Hmm.
pray every day.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's how I reconcile it, is being sexual and enjoying my sexual energy with and without partner has
Hmm.
nothing to do with my faith in
Hmm.
my God, my
Hmm.
faith in the universe, and my prayers
Hmm.
to, all the people up there.
Hmm.
I can do both. And I can
In
be a
my
good person
Yeah.
while enjoying all of the benefits of being religious and have faith
Hmm.
and being sexual and have sex.
Yeah. And here's my thing. I, for me, believe that God is pro pleasure. God is pro sex. He
God is
created us.
pro pleasure. Can
Yes.
someone start this hashtag?
And God is pro sex. He created us this way, right? God
Right.
created us this way and wanted us to enjoy it. Now, I often say too, I'm not saying go against what your religion is, but I
Mm-hmm.
also say too, write down what things you believe, what things your religion believe, and where do they meet, and then ask yourself, am I not doing something because I don't believe it's right, or am I not doing something because I was told that this is not right? And how do you begin to reconcile that? Because in any religion, no one does anything 100% the religion says. So how do you
Right.
how have you picked and choose the
Right.
one thing that you adhere to? And then you have to ask yourself, am I not doing this because I'm scared? Is this out of
Right.
fear? I never want anybody to violate their own erotic integrity, but I
Mm-hmm.
do want you to question where these things come from.
What a great approach. And erotic integrity.
Yes.
Ooh. Would you say that that's kind of like your boundaries and
Yes,
what you believe, what
absolutely.
you stand for?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
totally. I do think though that we're talking about this right now. We're saying, God is pro pleasure, but some people would say that's not what the Bible said. The
Mhm.
Bible said uh, sex is temptation.
Mhm.
And it's kind of here for us to like learn how to control ourselves and like to
Mhm.
stop ourselves. How should we reinterpret it to like the modern world and modern society where we're all pro pleasure and pro sex and really like sexual self-esteem and sexual agency?
Well, here's the thing. I do agree that sex can be temptation and we should learn how to control ourselves because if I see a 12-year-old boy, I should be able to control myself and I should not.
True, 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 true.
So there is some truth to that. But
Right.
what sits right with you, right? For and I also say the Bible says study to know for thyself. We cannot just leave it up to our religious leaders to interpret our text for us. It is important to understand it. I tell people all the time, if you are a Christian or you use the Bible, go read Song of Solomon. That is a very erotic
Ooh.
chapter, you know, a very erotic chapter. And so, again, never violate your own erotic integrity, but also study to know for thyself so that you are doing what feels good
Mhm.
for you, both mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically.
Yes. Oh, what a great way to put it.
Yes.
Okay, well, my next question is also a huge factor in all of our lives,
Hmm.
our family.
Mm.
How our family, right? I mean, some of us have, oh, like, such a positive reaction, like, ooh, family. Some of us
Right.
have, oh,
Yes.
family, right? So,
Hmm.
so different.
Yeah.
How do they creep into our intimate lives?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Again, our families are also impacted by these bigger cultures. They are also impacted by some of the things that we are impacted.
Totally.
And
It's like an umbrella, right?
right. And so they begin to perpetuate these things in our homes as well. My
Yeah.
kids have I've been doing sex therapy and been a psychologist since my kids were very young. So I created a very open environment where they learn. So they
Mhm.
have, you see vulvas and stuff like
Yeah.
that all over my house and
Yeah.
and books and things like that, and they've had an opportunity to ask questions. But that wasn't the kind of home that I grew up in. My mom didn't talk about sex, and even when she hears me talk about sex, even on the radio or podcasts and things like that, she's like, I don't even know what, she still cringes
Real.
because of the thing. And so when I think about how my mom cringed, I remember sitting in that class and how I cringed, and so
That's
how
right.
these things get passed down, even not even verbally, but even in body language and how we handle things, right?
Yeah, it's
And
your
so
intergenerational cringe.
exactly, that's right. And so I didn't want my kids to have that cringe, right? I didn't want them
Oh,
to have to experience that. So it stopped with me. And so hopefully,
hallelujah.
so hopefully with me, with the next generation, which my daughter is now a marriage family therapist and she deals with couples and sex therapy as
So
well. So,
beautiful.
and so, my hope is that we can begin to have conversations in our families that are healthy, that
Mhm.
remove some of this crowdedness in our
Mm.
playrooms, right? In our bedrooms. So one family at a time, one person at a time can really begin to change the narrative around have we know everybody's doing it, otherwise we wouldn't
Right.
continue to populate
Exist.
this this world, right? So why not have honest conversations in our families? We start early. We're born sexual beings. We start early
Right.
by teaching kids. Why is it that We can teach them their nose, their mouth, their ears, their
Right.
fingers. Why aren't we teaching them this is your penis, not private
Right.
parts, right? Why
Right.
aren't we
Not like
teaching
this is
them?
your, and then like give it a different name.
Yeah,
This
and
is
there's
your
shame.
flower.
Yeah, and there's shame around it, right?
Right.
And so if we're naming our vulvas a flower, then you're there's some shame in, and whether we know it then or not, as a child, we begin to say, "Oh, this is my flower." Like, well, what is it gonna grow? Like all of these things that is going to. Do I need to water it? I mean, like
Yeah.
all of these
Also,
things.
this like narrative of like your pussy is like a flower,
Yeah,
right? This is super toxic because
yeah,
this narrative tells young girls, like teenage girls, ooh, you know what they buy? They buy pussy perfume.
exactly, right.
Yeah, they
It is
buy perfume
yes, it's
and they
toxic
spray it on their like
on
vulva
their vulva,
and
and it
it
is not.
hurts.
Yeah, and not only that, you are changing the pH balance of your
Yes.
vagina, which means that you are more prone to urinary tract infections. You are more prone to bad bacteria. Like all of these
Totally.
things, you're changing everything. So now you're dealing with nasty, stinky discharge because the vagina is trying to clean
Right.
itself from these chemicals. You don't need anything in your vagina.
Right.
It is a self
100.
cleaning mechanism there.
100. It is a self-cleaning oven
Yes,
and leave it alone.
exactly.
It is beautiful. They're all beautiful and they all smell great the way it
And
should smell.
yes, and learn to love your smell.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is what I do sometimes and some people might think it's gross, but I don't think so. Sometimes like I touch myself and then I smell my finger
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
feel like it smells good.
You know what? Let me sometimes people are more willing to smell others, their partners, but they're not willing to smell themselves. And my question is that a form of self-hate? Because
Oh. Oh, that's a good question.
you know, you know, you might put your mouth on your partner, but when they put their mouths on you, you feel a certain way, and then maybe perhaps you don't want to kiss them because you think it's dirty. That is that a form of self-hate?
Oh my God, that's a great question. And I'm going to share with you. I actually had that thought for the longest time. I have
Mhm.
only this last, to be really honest, like 2 years,
Mhm.
have been embracing, like hardcore embracing oral
Mhm.
on me. For
Mhm.
the longest time, I felt like, ugh, I don't know. I don't want you to have to do it because I'm not
Yeah.
shy, but I don't know if it smells good. I don't know if it's
Right.
clean.
Again,
Ah,
cultural impact on us.
yes.
Yes. Do you know it is a $7.5 billion industry that is
What?
making money off of women's insecurities of trying to smell good?
Oh my gosh.
$7.5 billion
What is
every
this
year
industry?
of smell goods for our vulvas, for like things like yes,
Like perfume
yes, mhm,
and
mhm,
wipes and like
yes,
smell
mhm,
good stuff.
exactly,
Oh
mhm,
my
and
gosh. When,
washes and
yeah. So I have not used any type of soap for the last, I can't even remember, like 8 years.
mhm,
And
mhm,
it smells great.
yeah.